Every single day, hundreds of commercial ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz. They transport oil, natural gas, food supplies, industrial goods, and cargo worth billions of dollars. Well, it is one of the world's busiest and most strategically important shipping route. But today, that vital corridor has once again become the center of military tension. Ladies and gentlemen, according to reports, the LNG carrier Al-Raqayat, which was sailing towards Gujarat, India, suffered a serious emergency after reportedly being stuck near the Strait of Hormuz. After that, distress communication from the vessel described heavy smoke inside the engine room, loss of engine power, and complete loss of steering. Emergency messages from the crew prompted an emergency rescue response as the whole situation worsened. The whole incident has drawn even greater attention because Qatar has reportedly blamed Iran for this whole attack, marking one of the strongest public accusations made by Doha during the ongoing regional crisis. Shortly afterwards, reports said that the United States launched another round of strikes targeting Iranian coastal military position as tension continued to escalate. Now wait, think about why this matters. The Strait of Hormuz is far more than a narrow stretch of water, right? It is world's energy lifeline. A significant share of global oil and liquefied natural gas passes through this particular route every single year. So any disruption, it affects much more than ships. It can influence global energy prices, it can influence the international trade, shipping, insurance, and the economies of countries thousands of kilometers away. As long as talking about India, then the region holds particular importance because the country imports a large share of its energy requirement from the Gulf nation. So any prolonged disruption, it could increase transportation costs and place additional pressure on global energy market. And that is why governments across the globe are watching developments in Gulf very, very closely. New York City is known as a city that never sleeps. Every day, millions of people walk through its busy streets. Thousands of workers enter office towers. In fact, tourists visit famous landmarks. Schools remain full of children. Life moves at an incredible pace. But sometimes that pace comes to a sudden stop. And that's exactly what happened in Midtown Manhattan. A major emergency unfolded after structural concerns were reported at a high-rise redevelopment project. According to the New York Fire Department, officials received reports of falling bricks, buckling support columns, and sagging floor inside the building. As a precaution, emergency crew immediately sealed off several surrounding streets and ordered large-scale evacuation while engineers rushed to assess the whole structure. Now, think about this. Manhattan is one of the most densely populated places in the world. Every office tower, every apartment building, and every construction project sits very close to one another. So when structural concerns are reported inside even one building, authorities cannot afford to take chances here. In the meantime, police officers quickly cleared nearby streets, firefighters secured the whole area, emergency response teams established safety zones. Traffic was diverted, public transport service in that area were affected, and hundreds of workers were safely evacuated before engineers entered the building. In the meantime, New York City Mayor Mr. Zohran Mamdani, he later addressed the media alongside Governor Kathy. Both the leaders assured the residents that public safety remained the highest priority and confirmed that engineers would continue inspecting the building before anyone would be allowed to enter. Now, fortunately, there were no injuries that were reported, but the whole incident once again highlighted the responsibility that was involved in maintaining aging infrastructure while new redevelopment projects continue across major cities. In the meantime, for millions of people living in large metropolitan area, safety inspections are very often invisible. Yet they remain one of the most important part of urban life because sometimes preventing a disaster is just as important as responding to one.